Okay, so what are we going to do next today? That is our methods of preparation of haloarenes. Haloalkanes के method of preparation हम लोगों ने कर लिए थे और last जो हमने reaction करी थी उसमें that was the boron-Hansticker reaction. So let's go on to the methods of preparation of haloarenes, right? So this is what we are going to do over here. The first method which we will do, that is the direct halogenation of the benzene ring. Direct halogenation of the benzene ring. Now when we are doing the direct halogenation over here, this reaction that is known as electrophilic substitution reaction of the aromatic benzene ring or the nucleus of the benzene ring. Okay? So this reaction is going to come under electrophilic substitution. Electrophilic substitution का मतलब क्या होता है कि that an electrophile that is going to attack at the benzene ring. And what is an electrophile? It is the electron loving species, electron deficient species. So they may be positively charged, or they may be species which are having deficient octet. Okay? Less than 8 electrons in their outermost shell. So in this case, the reaction also that is going to take place in presence of a halogen carrier. A halogen carrier that has the responsibility to yield your the positively charged electrophiles. Okay? So when we are doing this reaction over here, the reaction that is going to be benzene ring plus X2 in presence of a halogen carrier. So we are going to take over here FeCl3 and the reaction takes place at 310 Kelvin to give us this halobenzene. Okay, now over here the X which we are taking, this X that may be chlorine and this X may be bromine, either of the two. Okay, so let's take an example over here. We are taking a benzene ring. With that we are reacting Cl2 in presence of FeCl3 at 310 Kelvin, which is going to give us chlorobenzene. Now what is the function of FeCl3? When we are talking of function of FeCl3 that is going to react with the halogen to give us FeCl4 negative plus Cl positive. So this is the electrophile which is now going to attack at the benzene ring, right? So let's just see the mechanism of this reaction. We have the benzene ring plus the electrophile which is being formed over here, Cl positive, and this is going to give us the following resonating structures. So we have over here the chlorine that is going to attack at one of the positions, right? So as a result of this, yahan se this is going to get a positive charge, and these are the two the bonded pair of electrons or the pi bonds which are going to be present. Now over here delocalization will take place. So this is going to go here. So we get a bond over here. This is the resonating structure. Okay? फिर उसके बाद this is going to come here. And the positive. So if we are looking at the entire resonating structures over here, all three structures, they may be equivalent to or they may be written as the positive charge which is being delocalized inside the benzene ring. Okay, so this is the resonance hybrid. Now it is seen that this reaction that is going to be a slow reaction. This is the slow reaction and this is going to be the rate determining reaction over here, right? So this is the first step which is happening. Now in the next step, जो हमारे पास ये FeCl4 बना है, this resonance hybrid or we can take any of the structures over here. Let's say we are taking HCl over here, right? Now this resonant hybrid that is going to react with FeCl4 negative to give us chlorobenzene plus FeCl3, ठीक है, and plus we are going to get over here HCl. So FeCl3 you can see that is yielded back. Now as this reaction is the fast reaction, the second step that is going to be the fast reaction and the first step is going to be the slow reaction. So the first reaction that is going to be the rate determining step over here. Now if you are taking the halogen in axis, so let's say that we are taking benzene plus we are taking chlorine over here, and the chlorine which we are taking, that is going to be an axis. So in that case we will get a di-substituted product. So this is 1,2-dichlorobenzene, or it may also be written as 1,2-dichloro या ortho-dichlorobenzene. Okay, and we get ClNCl, which is para-dichlorobenzene. Okay, so we're taking this in axis. Now if there is a hydrocarbon which is present or a alkyl group which is present on the benzene ring, for example we are taking CH3 over here. Now in this case if we are reacting it with chlorine, the CH3 that is also a para-directing, therefore we are going to get over here a mixture of orthochlorotoluene plus para-chlorotoluene. Is it clear? Okay, now bromo compounds, they can also be formed in a similar manner. So instead of chlorine over here, you can take bromine in this particular reaction. So you will get bromobenzene. Fluorination that cannot take place. Why fluorination cannot take place, or fluoro compounds they cannot be formed by this particular method? The reason behind that is that the F2 के साथ जब reaction होता है, that reaction is very violent. Okay, it's a highly exothermic reaction and it cannot be controlled. So fluorination cannot be taken by this method, or fluoro compounds they can't be formed by this method. When we talking of ido compounds over here, ido compounds can be formed by this method, but in that case the reaction that is going to be reversible. So in order to remove one of the byproducts, we have to further immediately react it with some other product. So let's see over here what is happening. So if we are doing the iodation, or we are planning to form the ido compounds, we take benzene and react this with iodine. This is a reversible reaction to give us idobenzene plus HI. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे ये जो आइडोबेंजीन जो HI यहाँ पे बना है, this can react back with the idobenzene to give us the products. Therefore, the HI has to be immediately removed. That HI can be removed by reacting it with HiO3. ठीक है? So what are we going to get over here? Iodine and water. So HI, when HI is removed, then we can successfully prepare the idobenzenes over here. Is it clear? Now if in case over here we are taking FeCl3. Now if in case we take the same reaction, but please remember the reaction conditions in organic chemistry, they are going to be very important. जैसे आपने ये वाला reaction करा है यहाँ पे, this reaction we have done in presence of FeCl3. So we are getting a mixture of orthochlorotoluene and para-chlorotoluene. Now if we are taking the same CH3 over here and we are reacting chlorine with this, but we are changing the reaction conditions, that is 383 Kelvin, and we are doing this reaction in sunlight. Okay, now in this case there is going to be a side chain substitution which will take place, and the product that is going to be CH2Cl. Okay, over here the chlorine will not directly attack at the benzene ring. Now if the chain over here is longer in the sense that we have a compound like CH2, CH2 and CH3. ओके और यहाँ पे हम लोग इसको प्लस क्लोरीन के साथ रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं, सेम कंडीशंस वी आर maintaining, right? So what are we going to get over here? The chlorine that is going to attack at the first carbon atom only, right? And the rest of the benzene ring that will remain as it is. So these are the type of questions which you generally get. So we are having over here CHCl, CH2, CH3. What is going to be the product of the following reaction? So remember, if you are doing this reaction in presence of halogen carrier, we are going to get ortho and para chlorotoluene. If you are doing the same reaction in presence of sunlight, we are going to get a side chain substitution. And if the chain that is going to be longer, the halogen will attach at the carbon atom which is directly attached to the benzene ring and not at the end. So we have three types of reactions which can be, or the three type of products which are generally formed if we are changing the reaction conditions. Is it clear? So this is the minute things in organic chemistry which you need to remember. Okay, all these reactions, they are not given in your NCERT. In NCERT only one kind of reaction will be given to you. They have not taken so much of detail. Right? So you need to know all this detail to sit for your NEET. Okay, organic chemistry is not very simple when you are sitting for your NEET. Alright, so this is what we were wanting to discuss over here. Now this reaction can also take place in presence of SOCl2. So if we are taking toluene over here and we are reacting toluene with SO2Cl2, which is sulfuryl chloride, SO2Cl2, the reaction that is taking place at 475 Kelvin in presence of HNu, that is in presence of light, and over here we are also using a peroxide. Again, the product that is going to be a side chain substitution. So we are getting over here CH2Cl. Okay, so this is the first method of preparation by direct halogenation. The second method of preparation is from diazonium salts. The second method of preparation, that is from diazonium salts, right? Now over here, let's first prepare chloro and bromobenzenes. Chloro and bromobenzenes. Now the chloro and bromobenzenes, they can be prepared from diazonium salts. First of all, for that we have to prepare the diazonium salt. How that is done? That is done by a reaction which is known as diazotization reaction. Diazotization reaction is the preparation of the diazonium salt. For this we take sodium nitrite reacted with HCl to give us HNO2, which is known as the nitrous acid. Okay? Then after that we are going to react aniline, NH2, this is aniline. We are reacting this with the mixture which we have got in the above reaction, HNO2 in presence of HCl, when the formation of benzene diazonium chloride that is going to take place. Okay, this is benzene diazonium chloride and plus water. So from benzene diazonium chloride, we can prepare the respective haloarenes by reacting benzene diazonium chloride with Cu2X2. ठीक है. Now this reaction over here, that is going to give us X plus N2. Okay. Now over here the X which is going to be present, that can only be Cl2 and Br2, only chlorine and bromine. Okay, so let's take an example over here. We are taking benzene disodium chloride in presence of Cu2Cl2 and HCl. We are going to get over here chlorobenzene. ठीक है. Similarly, if we are taking N2Cl, reacting this with Cu2Br2, so we are taking bromine over here, and the reaction that will take place in presence of HBr, this is going to give us bromobenzene, right? Now if in case this reaction we are taking for the preparation of haloarenes, or we are taking chlorobenzene and bromobenzene, specifically when we are taking these two reactions over here, these reactions they are known as Sandmeyer's reactions. In a similar manner, if we change the reagent over here to form again chlorobenzene and bromobenzene, like we are taking N2Cl, we are only changing the reagents, so we are taking copper in presence of HCl to give us chlorobenzene, and we are taking N2Cl, copper in presence of HBr to give us bromobenzene. So when we are changing the reagents, you can see that over here we are using Cu2Br2, over here we are using copper. So these two reactions, they are known as Getterman reactions. Okay, so over in both these reactions, the reactants and the products, they are going to be same. It is only the reagents which are being changed. In case of Sandmeyer's, we are taking Cu2Cl2 and Cu2Br2 as the reagents. Over here, we are only taking copper. Okay, so these are known as Getterman reaction. Now, if in case we want to, form iodobenzene over here, so iodobenzene prepare करने के लिए we react benzene disodium chloride with potassium iodide, and we form the reaction mixture when we are going to get iodobenzene plus KCl plus N2. Now this reaction will not come under Sandmeyer's or Getterman reaction. Please remember this. So this is the preparation. We've prepared chloro and bromobenzenes by two reactions. One is Sandmeyer's and the other one that is Getterman. And we are preparing the iodoalkanes by reacting it with Ki. Now let's prepare the fluoroarenes. Third method, the third type of from disodium salts only we are preparing over here. We are now preparing fluoroarenes. In order to prepare fluoroarenes, we react benzene disodium chloride with fluoroboric acid. Fluoroboric acid, that is HBF4. This is known as fluoroboric acid, and the temperature is kept very low, of the order of 273 to 278 Kelvin, or you can say at around 0 degrees Celsius. When we are going to get an intermediate over here, which is N2BF4. Okay, so the positive charge of nitrogen and negative charge of this. Now this is unstable. As soon as we are going to heat this mixture over here or this compound over here, this is going to form fluorobenzene plus BF3 plus N2. And this reaction, this is known as what? This is known as Bals-Schiemann reaction. Okay, so this is the third type of name reaction which we are doing over here, which is known as Bals-Schiemann. Sandmeyer and Gettelman, they are used for chloro and bromo derivatives, whereas Bals-Schiemann, that is used for fluoro derivatives. Okay? Then we have from silver salts of aromatic acids. So that is the third method which we have over here, which is known as Hunsaker reaction. Which is known as Hunsaker reaction. In this case, we are taking aromatic salt COOAg, reacting this with bromine. The reaction takes place in presence of CCl4 to give us bromobenzene, ठीक है, plus carbon dioxide plus AgBr. So this is your Hunsaker reaction. So this is only again going to be used for the preparation of bromobenzenes only. Okay, it cannot be used for others. So these are the methods of preparation over here. Let's go on to the physical properties of haloalkanes. Okay, now when we're talking of physical properties of haloalkanes, when we're talking of the first physical property, that is physical state and smell. Physical state and smell. Over here, haloalkanes, they are going to be generally colorless. When they are present in the pure state, okay, they are going to be sweet smelling liquids. They are going to be sweet smelling liquids. Now, bromides and iodides, specifically, when we are talking of bromides and iodides, they have a tendency to acquire color. Okay, so they acquire color. The main reason behind this is that they have a tendency to absorb radiation. Okay, so that is why they are going to have some color. So this is the physical and state. As the number of carbon atoms will keep on increasing, they will start turning from gases to liquids to solids. So higher members, they are going to be generally solids, and the middle ones, they are going to be liquids. Okay. Then number 2, why this is happening? Because as the number of carbon atoms, they are going to increase, the forces of attraction will also increase because of increase in mass, and therefore the change takes place from liquid to the solid state. ठीक है? Second हमारे पास आता है solubility. Now, why does, when we talking of all the haloalkanes, they all are polar in nature. So we are taking the lowest member over here, CH3Cl, because of the electronegative character of chlorine. The shared pair of electrons, they are attracted by chlorine, so this is going to get a positive charge and this is going to get a negative charge over here, right? Now they are polar in nature, and we already know that in chemistry light dissolves light. Therefore they should be soluble, right? But it is seen that they are only sparingly soluble in water. They are not readily soluble in water, and higher members are insoluble. Higher members, they are going to be more soluble in organic solvents like CCl4 and CS2 and benzene and so on. So why this is happening, that although they are polar in nature, still they are insoluble. The reason behind this is that how does solubility occur? Solubility will occur that whenever we are mixing anything in water, the hydrogen bonds of water should break and new bonds should be formed easily. Now over here, when the haloalkanes they are put in water, the breaking of the bond that does not release as much energy. What bond is breaking over here? This bond, the bond between CH3 and Cl should break. Okay, so the breaking of this bond does not release so much energy that it can break the hydrogen bonds of water molecule. As the bonds of hydrogen molecule, they are not broken by the haloalkanes, therefore the haloalkanes they are going to be insoluble in water. Is it clear? So as energy released by the breaking of bonds of this is not sufficient to break the bonds of hydrogen bonds of water, therefore they are going to be insoluble. When we going on to the higher members, it is seen that the higher members are more comfortably soluble in organic solvents, and these organic solvents may be CCl4, then it may be benzene and so on. Okay, then number 4 we go on to the number 3 we go on to the boiling points. When we talking of boiling points over here, it is seen that the boiling points of haloalkanes, they are going to be larger than the parent hydrocarbons. Parent hydrocarbons का मतलब क्या हुआ? The hydrocarbons from which the haloalkane has been derived, right? So over here, haloalkanes they are going to have greater boiling points than hydrocarbons. The reason behind this is the polarity of the haloalkanes, which is going to bind the atoms more strongly. Okay. However, it is seen that the following trends they are going to be followed over here. When we talking of boiling points, the boiling points they increase with increase in number of carbon atoms for the same halogen group. So if you're taking over here CH3I and CH2, CH3I and CH3, CH2, CH2I. The boiling points that will keep on increasing. The reason behind this is that as the number of carbon atoms will increase, the masses will also increase and van der Waals forces of attraction will also increase. Therefore, the boiling point that is going to increase. Now, if the alkyl group is same, but the halogen that is changing, in that case also the boiling points that will keep on increasing with increase in the mass of the halogen. So the reason being same, as the mass of the halogen is going to increase, the van der Waals forces of attraction are going to increase and hence the boiling point will also increase. Okay? The number 3, it is seen that all those compounds, or you can say the boiling points, they will keep on increasing with increase in number of halogens. So if we are having CH3Cl and we are having CH2Cl2, then the boiling point of CH2Cl2 that is going to be greater. As the number of halogens increase, the boiling points they are going to increase. And then number 4, boiling points decreases with branching. Boiling points decreases with branching. Now why this is happening? Why is it decreasing with branching? The reason behind this is that in this case, as branching will increase, the molecule that is going to become more compact. So if it becomes more compact, the surface area that is going to decrease, and if the surface area decreases, the van der Waals forces of attraction also decrease and hence the boiling point is also going to decrease. Like for example, if we are having this CH3, CH2, 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 CH3, right? And we are having, okay, let's put a halogen over here. This is the compound we have, and we are having CH3C, CH3H, CH2, CH2 and Cl. So this is going to have a larger boiling point than the one which has a chain, which has a branch. As the branch will further increase, that is, we are going to now have a compound of this type. If this is the compound which we have, this is going to have the lowest boiling point. Okay? Is it clear? So these are the physical properties of haloalkanes. Then let's go on to one more thing you need to remember, that the haloalkanes, they are inflammable in nature. They cannot be burned. They are less inflammable as with respect to hydrocarbons. It is but obviously hydrocarbons, they are used as fuels. So they are going to be highly inflammable. Haloalkanes, they are less inflammable with respect to hydrocarbons. Then we go on to the physical properties of haloarenes. Let's go on to physical properties of haloarenes. Now when we are looking at the physical properties of haloarenes, these are going to be either colorless, liquids, or crystalline solids. Okay? They are heavier than water. They are going to be heavier than water. Then they are, the melting and boiling points, they are nearly the same as that of alkyl halides. So when we are looking at the boiling points over here, again iodine that is going to have the greatest boiling point. Then after that bromo, after that chloro substituents, they are going to have the least boiling points, and usse bhi kam kiska hoega? Fluoro. The reason behind that is the same as we had just discussed, that as the mass that is going to increase, as a result of which the van der Waals forces will increase and the boiling points that will also increase. Now if you are taking di-substituted products, like for example, if we are taking orthodichlorobenzene, we are taking beta-dichlorobenzene, and we are taking over here para-dichlorobenzene. In this case, it is seen that the boiling point, when we are looking at the boiling points of all these three, there is not going to be much of a difference. For example, for this, the boiling point, that is 453 Kelvin. When we are going to meta, it is 446 Kelvin. And this has a boiling point of 448. So there is not much of a difference. But there is going to be a great difference in the melting points. For example, when we are taking orthodichloro, the melting point, that is 256 Kelvin. Okay? Whereas that of meta is 249 Kelvin. But when we go to para, the melting point that increases to approximately 325 Kelvin. Now why this is happening? The reason behind this is that this is going to be a symmetrical molecule. Because this is symmetrical in nature, therefore it is going to fit in the crystal lattice very properly, and that is going to increase the melting point. Is it clear? So para is going to have a high melting point over here. So these are the physical properties of haloarenes. Now when we are talking of the nature of bond which is present, the nature of bond which is going to be present in the haloalkanes, we know that there is going to be a, you can say, a highly electronegative halogen which is present over here. So as a result, as I just told you, that the electron pair that is going to be attracted more towards the halogen, giving halogen a slight negative charge and carbon a slight positive charge. Okay? Now because of this, the reactivity that is going to increase because of polarity of this bond. However, the reactivity will keep on decreasing with increase in electronegativity, which we will discuss later. Right? It should decrease with increase in electronegativity, but the trend that is which is going to be followed over here, that is going to be quite different than expected. Right? So today we are only going to do till here. Okay?